For those of you who don't know me, I am actually a professional sportsman. I played cricket at the national level in India, and then at the same time played the amateur golf circuit for about 7 years here in India as well, and subsequently played in the US and captained the US team for about 7 years too. Played in the US for 7 years too. You probably are asking, why is she talking about sports when we're here to listen about Aeronero? And there's a reason for that. When I was about 11, my father had an accident, and we were a fairly well-to-do family, and we lost everything. We were literally on the streets by the time I was 13. My mom had to deal with a carton full of provisions to take care of the family. And it was cricket that gave me that opportunity to start a business, and that's how I became an entrepreneur. I sold a bat and a ball. Basically, that's what I knew to do. And that's where the journey began. But more so, playing sport taught me everything that I know today, whether it's to be a leader, to be a team player, to understand strategy, to understand winning and losing with the same, equipoise or equanimity. To understand that to play the game, you need to have your team as well as you need to have competitors. You can't just play by yourself. And it gave me courage, resilience, perseverance, and the ability to never say die. And I think all of those are the traits that one needs to have to start any venture. I mean, ask any of the entrepreneurs here. I have a few of my friends here from Goldman Sachs. Everyone has to have those traits. I think ideas can be a dime a dozen, but making them come to life, taking them to fruition, requires these traits, and hence the starting with the professional sports background. It was also sport that took me to where Aeronero is. I was playing a cricket tournament in South Africa with the US team, and Cape Town ran out of water in 2018, for those of you who remember. And the next year, Chennai, my city, ran out of water. We had a day zero. And I had always been searching, because the first 14, 15 years of my life was, like I said, survival. And then it was building security in the US, where I lived for almost 30 years doing technology. And after that, it was like, what now? What else? And that, I think some of you may have felt it, there's a growing, gnawing need that kind of erupts somewhere within you, that there has to be something more meaningful to do in life. For me, I was asked this question in Washington, D.C., where I did the Vital Voices program. They said, what is your burning desire? And when I thought back, it was exactly this, that I want to be remembered for doing something meaningful and impactful when I die by somebody who doesn't know me. And so I guess I was searching for that something. And lo and behold, Cape Town and then Chennai, and it was staring me in the face that I have to do something with water. And that's how Aeronero began in late 2018, early 2019. At that time, air water generation was heard of. In fact, the person who made the first air water generator in India is my friend Dixon, who's sitting right here. Please stand up, Dixon. So I got hold of him and said, you know what, now's the time, this is what we need to be building. And together we built what I call the version 1.0 of Aeronero. And we implemented it across all kinds of opportunities. It was in middle class homes where it was treated like a demigod. Mothers had finally time for their children. We put it in rich homes, early adopters, as you know, where they wanted to bathe in it simply because their hair was falling or their teeth was decaying. We put it on ships, in barges. We put it in places of worship, in communities, with solar, without solar. So we experimented many things. And Dixon and I also built things like, why can't we make water but cooler room? Why can't we make water but warmer room? Why can't we give water to a laundry, take it, recycle, and give grey water back for reuse? So we experimented many things. We also dried fruit as a byproduct. And then we realized that, of course, these are all opportunities to use this technology, But we have to, of course, understand where we want to start at the time we decided to scale. It was at that time I came and met Rizwan, and I told him, I want to scale this business. You have the Midas touch. Why don't you put your hand on this one? He was very, very kind. And he said, actually, while he was being kind, I think he is a visionary. He's the only person I know in the world who has a paper museum, and I encourage all of you to go visit it. It is astounding. It is on the second floor of this building. It is an incredible collection of paper money from around the world. So you have to see it to believe it. So being the visionary that he was, he told me, you know what, this is the future of Water Durga, so I'm happy to support it. And for those of you who don't know, I don't believe the Razak family invests outside of their family at all. It is only within the family that they invest. But for him, this was a matter of passion, a matter that touched him deeply, where he felt water was going to be the biggest problem in the world. And if he could be part of this journey, he was going to be part of it to help us. And so, Rizwan, thank you very much. And then, of course, I stumbled upon Kiran Deshpande and Mr. Ramadorai of TCS, and two amazing gentlemen. I'm sure all of you know their names. Kiran was the CEO of Tech Mahindra, and Mr. Ramadorai, CEO of Tata TCS and chairman of TCS as well. I went to them. The early stage, actually, to be honest, we were startup, and you know startups, everything is not done perfectly well. So actually, they told me, I think you're not ready. And I went back, I said, no, I can't give up. I literally worked for the next 6 months, put everything in order, and I hounded them till they finally gave in and said, we are in. And they came on board, and today their support is incredible. They've left the door open for me to ask whatever help I want of them, and they will just make sure that Aeronero succeeds and grows to higher places. So thank you, Kiran. And my thanks to Mr. Ramadorai, please pass it on to him. Vinod and Anas are not here. Anas is the CEO of Hurun India, and Vinod is the managing partner of Calipena Capital, based out of Philadelphia. And they are the only fund that actually understands air water generation. They have talked to every single company in this space, the length and breadth of this world, and they know every technology that's being used, who is succeeding, who is failing, who has raised money, who really will make something of it or lose all of it. And it was delightful that I had an opportunity to meet with Vinod, and he actually drove from Philadelphia somewhere halfway up to New York, I think. I forget exactly where. He brought his daughter along, and we met at an Indian place, and he said, do you mind eating dosa? I said, not sure. My daughter wants dosa. I said, sure, we can eat dosa. And she stopped to eat dosa. And he said, can you tell my daughter about your story? And so they spent the evening talking to his daughter, probably 7, 8 years old, about my story and, you know, how I think she should take life and have fun while she's at it. And at the end of it, he just said, I'd like to invest. And I said, would you like to know the valuation? He said, no, I'm not interested. Just send us the paperwork. I mean, that's the kind of belief. But let me assure you, the amount of research he has done in AWG, I'm sure he researched us also. So it was easy to decide over a dosa. It was not that he was just handing over money to me. But what's interesting of having Calipena on board is that they know the space so well, and they know that there is going to be consolidation as things grow. And as you know, any business that's going to be hitting the hundreds of thousands of crores, the big boys will step in very soon, whether it's the Ambanis or the Adanis, because all big businesses eventually get run by them. And they believe that for us to stay relevant and to make a mark, we'll have to come together and form a formidable force so that we would make a reasonable impact and they can't ignore us. If anything else, they have to strategically invest or maybe acquire us, which is not a bad idea. So Rizwan, your money is safe. Right, so that's why Calipena is of real interest and of real value to us. The other fund I should clearly mention, and they're here today, and one of them flew in from New York just for the day. Sid, where are you? Please stand up and acknowledge. He flew in from New York for the day. I got jet lag coming in from Chennai. I was exhausted all of yesterday. And along with him, our Commander Karthik and Commander Kaushik, both who have served our country. Thank you, sir, for your service. And they've seen the hard stuff, in service, and they also realize the value of water. In the service, especially when people go in search of water, or water comes in search of them, there's always a potential for risk, right? They are exposed. And so water is a very important part of the forces. And while they are totally deepest tech, I think I gave them such a emotional plea that they have to be part of our journey, that they said, oh my God, we will be in because of you. And I think they may not know it yet, but sir, once Jalveer, which is our soldier pack, comes out, you will feel satisfied that this is deep tech enough and defense oriented enough that you bet on the right horse, or the right horses, as we have many horses here. So thank you very much for being part of it, and Sid, thank you for flying down. I have Ketaki and Karan here who have helped us raise money, my friends, and Ketaki is so happy with what she does. She's actually joined us to run hospitality and drive our business. Where are they? There they are. Thank you guys for coming in. They helped us raise some money. They continue to help us raise, but Ketaki is also going to be part of the Aeronero journey in hospitality. I can't not mention Vikram here. He's one of our investors too. He's starting his own fund in Gift City, and I think his input to us as we start scaling to bigger, numbers is very valuable, because as a startup, HNIs and this kind of conversations work. But when you start playing the big leagues, finance is a very, very big topic, and I'm not sure I'm the expert at it, but with Bikram's help, I think we'll get there. So thank you, Bikram. I have two young women entrepreneurs here, Manisha and Rama, and Manvi and Divya, who also, Manvi and Divya studied with me at the Goldman Sachs cohort. And for entrepreneurs, unlike, I met them, but they've studied with me. Unlike other investors, entrepreneurs investing in other entrepreneurs is not easy. They're consumed by building their own businesses. And to take money out of their pocket and their business to invest in another woman, I think it's very commendable. So thank all of you very much for being with me on this journey. And I think truly women supporting women and women entrepreneurs supporting other entrepreneurs is the way to go, because I think women are a formidable force. We have one sitting here, Aparna, who's not yet invested, but we've got to work on that. But yes, I think all women are incredible. So thank you, ladies. Anyone else that I've missed thanking? I hope not. If I have, forgive me, because I'm going to quickly move on to the next part, and we have others who are going to speak. So we are going to unveil these once Rizwan and Ricky have their talk. And we also are going to unveil water as a service, which is Aquair. And this is something that Rizwan asked me specifically to do. And I thank Rizwan once again for being a champion and mentoring me on the path that I should take. We are going to be in hospitality, and we are already looking at 10 cities at 10,000 liters per city, which will give us approximately 150 crores in business next year. So I think that's a big leap. And once again, Rizwan, thank you. But don't give me any more new ideas till I do these. No bandwidth. To my team, Ravi, whom you all saw up here earlier, incredible. I feel like I've known him from another lifetime, though we just met a few months ago, I think. He's our Chief Global Strategy Officer, and very incredible and astute in his predictions, whether it is geopolitical affairs or Aeronero's journey. I think both go hand in hand now, especially because of our wonderful Trump, who's dilly and dallying. I hope he makes a decision soon, so we will then make our strategic plan also more formal. I'd like to thank Madhu, who came on board, started helping me raise money, is coming to take in a very senior position in the company. To my team, Dixon I've already mentioned, my friend and my supporter, who's constantly brainstorming with me on what we can do. We have others who have joined us recently, Melvin, Avinash, Pratap, Hilda, Deer, Akash. Can the Aeronero team just stand up for a moment wherever you are? Nana? Ajit comes from 22 years in the army. There's nothing that he cannot get done. Unfortunately, lost his father last month, but he's here today. Zahid just joined us. Okay. Avinash is the one who's helped us design our products. When we unveil them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He's done an incredible job at Red Dot awardee. So I'm going to be working very closely with him to make sure that our products look better and better, get better and better as well. And who did I miss? I haven't missed anyone. Okay, please join us. I have Dr. Sri Krishnan. How can I forget my money people? Of course, Satish and Sriram and Murugan and Sanchala and Raj. So thank you all, Aeronero team, we brought the whole team here. We shut shop today. We're not working in Chennai today. Everyone's here. We were only 5 people 7 months ago, Ricky, to be honest. We're 22 strong now and growing. So thank you all. You can sit down. So I think I've taken up enough time. I'm going to let the rest of the proceedings go forward from here. I look forward to showcasing what we brought to the world and encourage you all to be part of this journey going forward. Thank you, Rizwan, Ricky, for being here especially. Fangirl moment, I took 22 pictures yesterday, but I'll wait to finish the program for a few more. So thank you all very much and good evening.